This is a Saberforge Chosen Mk2 lightsaber hilt. It's an original thin neck design by Saberforge, so it's not technically, character inspired specifically. However, it has some pretty strong original trilogy vibes, and more specifically, it looks a little bit like the Luke ROTJ lightsaber, albeit in a little bit of a more simplified form. So if we take a closer look, we've got that really cool silhouette from that bell-shaped emitter. At the top, there's this black accenting, in the top kind of rim of this hilt, and then there's also some milled detailing there. Now the blade socket is very, shallow, so it does accept a 1-inch diameter blade. There's the blade retention screw, so it holds the blade in pretty high on the hilt. But the actual socket depth there, so kind of the amount of the blade that seats in the hilt, is 0.75 inches, so that's quite shallow. Now this did come with a blade plug, and it's one of the shortest blade plugs I've ever seen. It's a half of an inch blade plug. I was actually kind of surprised it had a blade plug at all. So moving down, we have the neck section. So it's mostly black, and then there's kind of this lone silver ring here that ties in with the other silver elements. And you can use this section for kind of gripping the saber hilt. Then in the middle, we have the switch section, which is part of the overall body of the hilt. And we've got some of these grooves here, kind of this silver ring design with the black accenting. Really kind of makes this section pop. And then in the lower part of the hilt, there is a screw here. You could attach a CoverTech wheel here if you'd like, but Saberforge doesn't include that by default anymore with their hilts. And then finally, this is the pommel, just kind of that iconic gear shape to it. Sort of this notched pommel with sound venting, of course. Now this hilt does break down into 3 pieces. So we have kind of the combination emitter neck assembly here. That's all in one piece. And then the main body has the switch section all the way to the lower part of the hilt. And then the pommel. Now this hilt overall measures 10.8 inches long. So, pretty standard size for a hilt. There is a Shoto variant of the hilt too that Saberforge makes, and it's basically the same hilt, but it's Shoto, so it's just a little bit shorter. So if you wanted to have a Chosen Mk2 and then have a Shoto that's sort of a shorter version of this, you could do that. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. So again, this is the Saberforge Chosen Mk2 lightsaber hilt. It's sort of an original trilogy vibe saber with a simplified design and really cool thin neck at the top. So feel free to comment below.